1600 and the Scandinavian countries want colonies. The first one who already has the colonies of Iceland and Fora is Denmark-Norway. In 1380 or 1500. 36. Denmark colonized Iceland and Fora. Fora became autonomous in 1948 and Iceland was from 1814 to 1918 in a personal union with Denmark and became independent in 1944. Interestingly, those two were part of the Danish part of the Union while Greenland was part of the Norwegian part of the Union. Also, interestingly, the settlements in Greenland by Vikings failed and in the 18th century, Greenland was rediscovered. In 1666 the Danish West Indies became a part of Denmark-Norway and not a private company anymore. The colony had not everything at once. The nowadays American Virgin Islands further split into St. Thomas, St. John and St. Croix. The colonies were sold to the US on the 1st of April 1917. Wait, April 1st? Was it all an April Fool's? Okay, let's move on. The Danish colonies in Asia were called Danish East Indies. First, New Denmark from 1756 to 1868. Nowadays the Nicobar Islands. Serembal from 1755 to 1845 and last but not least Tranquebar or nowadays Therengambedi from 1620 to 1845. Next on the list, Africa. This one is rather short. On the Gold Coast, West Africa's nowadays the coast of Ghana, Denmark had a few forts. It is so unimportant that I will only show a screenshot of the list on Wikipedia. BTW German. Wikipedia had a lot more information, so frick you English Wikipedia. World language. Shouldn't your article then have information? Okay, enough complaining. Let's move on to Sweden because we are mostly done except Norwegian claims in Antarctica and 2 islands near Antarctica owned by Norway. Okay, now let's get to our favorite meatball lovers, Sweden. Damn, this would sound better without a robot voice. This one is a bit shorter but still fascinating. The Swedish East India Company was made in 1626. At first it was pretty profitable but later it didn't make many profits. Enough of trade, now let's get to colonies. Sweden couldn't hold long against its rivals the Dutch and Britain, so well the colonies you are gonna hear of didn't last long. Sweden actually had the Gold Coast before Denmark from 1650 but lost it to Denmark-Norway. Sweden only had a few outposts and stuff, so they aren't even worth mentioning. Here the list. Now let's talk about what we all wanna talk about. New Sweden. First of all, it got conquered by the Dutch later, but now let's look at New Sweden. The colony existed from March 1638 to September 1655 and most settlers were Swedes and Finns, but also a few Dutch people and North Germans. I will now show the map again because we don't have time to talk about the entire history of New Sweden. Denmark and Norway used most of our time. In 1784 Sweden bought St. Barts of France but had to resell it in 1877. GG Sweden. Nearly 100 years after the Napoleonic Wars, Sweden got Guadeloupe from Britain, but gave it back to France. I couldn't find anything about colonies in Asia, so I guess we are done. BTW, I also searched the Finnish colonial history and you may not believe me, but according to a website that isn't Wikipedia, they tried to colonize even though they were a part of Russia during that time. I didn't find a Wikipedia article to it though, so I won't talk about it here.
Conclusion. Only Sweden and Denmark-Norway really had colonies, and Sweden only for a short time.